Hi guys, welcome back to Alamat Short Stories, where we narrate short stories submitted or researched by our team to share with you all. This week's stories are about two experiences that the author, Enuma 16, went through when he was really young. This first tale was when their family went to an indoor carnival somewhere in Cubao. My dad was an OFW, an overseas Filipino worker, back in the day. Most of the year, he was on a cargo ship out at sea, and at most just gets 1 to 2 months on land for vacation. Other times, he spends the whole year out there to give us a comfy life at home. Now, this happened about a week after my dad arrived home. He told us that the company he worked for only gave him 1 month off that time because another ship was requesting him to report back ASAP. So he wanted to take us somewhere fun. He said that there's an indoor carnival in Cubao called Fiesta Carnival, which is basically an indoor mini amusement park. Since he wanted to take us, we went there the next day. We arrived at the carnival early afternoon, about 12 to 1 p.m. Most of the rides were for kids and dinosaur themed. There was the small dinosaur egg Ferris wheel, a dinosaur caterpillar ride, and the dinosaur tunnel train ride with animatronics inside and arcades. It was a fun afternoon until we got to ride the train. As we got in line for the ride, an attendant explained to us that the first two carts in front can't be sat on because there have been complaints earlier that the animatronic dinosaur hit some passengers' heads. So we rode on the third cart. But as we sat, I noticed out of nowhere this old lady with white, messy hair, wearing a black robe, starting to walk towards the first cart. As a kid, I first thought she shouldn't sit there, but now thinking back, she looked very out of place. Like she wasn't supposed to be there. But I was a kid back then, so I just ignored her as she sat on the first cart. One cart can seat 4 people. So on the third cart, me and my sister sat in front while my mom and dad sat behind us. As the train slowly moved, I turned my head slightly to tell my dad, who was sitting behind me, baka tamaan siya ng dinosaur, which translates to, she could get hit by the dinosaur. He said, "What? I can't hear you clearly, son. Tell me later." So I just sat and looked at the old lady sitting in front. As the train entered the tunnel, it got really dark. Then sounds of dinosaurs roaring can be heard. Then the animatronics started moving, while the eyes or the T-Rex's head lit up red. Then swung towards the train and opened its mouth. Then it slowly bit downwards as if to bite the passengers. It was scary fun, I thought. But then, as the trains exited the tunnel, I was puzzled. The old lady was gone. So I turned to slightly face my dad and told him, "Pa, nawala yung matandang babae na sumakay sa harap." Which translates to, "Dad, the old lady in front is gone now." Just asked, "What old lady?" I replied, "The old lady wearing black. She sat in front in the first cart." "But the guy said we shouldn't sit there, right?" As we got out of the train, my mom and dad looked at each other, puzzled, and told me, "Anak, wala namang matandang babae sa unahan at wala kami nakita." Which translates to, "Son, there was no lady in the front cart, and we didn't see anyone." I asked my sister, but she said she didn't see anyone as well. I was getting scared at this point. So my dad, being a dad, said, "Or maybe the T-Rex got her." But I knew he was just teasing, so I wouldn't get scared. We left after that, but I couldn't shake the feeling that it might be a ghost or something. The thought of the old lady still creeps me out to this day. Our second tale for this week is about the time when the author heard something uncanny in their house. This tale is called It Copied My Mother's Voice by the same author, Enuma 16. This experience of mine took place when I was in 4th grade. My mother used to work in Manila, and the commute was no joke. The traffic got so bad at times to the point that when she left work at 9 p.m., she would arrive home at 12 midnight or 1 in the morning. One night, my mom called from work. She asked me if I could wait for her because she forgot her keys at home. Of course, I said yes, seeing as my sister was already asleep. I passed the time watching TV in my room upstairs. About 12 midnight, I got bored and just turned it off. Then 2 minutes later, I clearly heard my mom call out my name. Excitedly, I yelled, "Coming, Mom!" As I went downstairs and looked out of the window out front, I couldn't see anyone. Thinking that it was just my imagination, I brushed it off. And since I was downstairs already, I decided to pee. As I was walking to the bathroom, I again heard clearly my mother's voice call my name, but this time it came from the left window. So I peeked out of the window, but again saw nothing. Then I suddenly realized that my mom couldn't be there because the window is closed off, due to my aunt locking the gates to their front yard just next to our house. At this point, I was creeped out, so I decided to just come back upstairs. But as I was making up my way to the stairs, I heard it again. This time, it was coming from the window beside the stairs. I was so freaked out, I just bolted to my room and locked the door, hid under my sheets, and fell asleep. The next morning, I told my mom what happened. She told me that next time I shouldn't answer back if I'm not sure it was her, because it's like inviting it inside our own house. This experience still freaks me out to this day. What do you guys think of this week's stories? Let me know if you're enjoying the format of doing 2 short stories in one episode. If you guys are enjoying the content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this channel to your friends and family. If you have stories you would want me to narrate, send them over at mralamatph@gmail.com. Salamat guys, and see you in the next one.